We have new evidence that during the lockdown days in Downing Street, at the heart of the British government, the people running the show were behaving like psychos as they were making fun of people who were being forced to quarantine. Welcome to the latest episode of the Lockdown Files, the leaked WhatsApp messages and documents that show the true dark face of the British government and the amateur idiots running the show, running the circus. Now, we've already exposed a number of these messages and all these conversations. Make sure to check out the playlist that we've created on the channel. They're all together, all the videos related to the Lockdown Files. But this is about the days when you had the first lockdown, and even following the first lockdown, people were being forced to quarantine. And there were a lot of people who were complaining. At the end of it, they were saying, well, if I'm not in the vulnerable category, you're just forcing me to stay at home and not really go to work. And they were looking forward to have their freedom back. And when they received some of their freedoms back, there were still people, Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary, Simon Case, the head of civil service, the cabinet secretary, and many others in the government who were having these conversations about, we have the leaked messages now to show you, who were not only making fun and laughing at people who were being quarantined, those who were coming from holiday, they were trying their best to catch them. Like some sort of, like they were the enemies of the state, for example. This is quite weird, this sort of conversation. It just shows the other side of the state that we don't really see on TV. Now, we only see the cuddly side when they go on TV and do interviews. 5th of February 2021, so way after the original wave and the first lockdown, Matt Hancock said, we are giving big families all the sweets and putting pop stars in the box rooms. So basically some sort of vendetta against people who are more famous or more middle class. Simon Case, who is basically the permanent secretary at number 10, saying, I just want to see some of the faces of people coming out of first class and into the premiering shoebox. Firstly, on this channel, we make fun of the spoiled middle classes. We make fun of the privileged people who, but for a specific reason, those who try to impose their own hypocrisy and virtue signaling and idiotic left-wing policies. But we're not going on the street randomly attacking people based on their classes, whether they're working class or middle class. I'm also sick and tired of these classes. I keep being obsessed with it as if it's the 19th century. But Downing Street, clearly, the idea was to create some sort of class divide because they were creating a vendetta against anybody who had money to go on holiday and to get on first class, and they just didn't like it. They were like, well, let's just send him to a shoebox. This is really bad behavior. Simon Case said, do you have any idea how many people we locked up in hotels yesterday? Like it's some sort of joke. Matt Hancock said, none. But 149 chose to enter the country and are now in quarantine hotels due to their own free will. Ha ha ha. Simon Case said, that is hilarious. So basically, you created the Project Fear for weeks and months. You scared people up to a point where even those who are looking forward to have their freedom back and saved up their money went on holiday after months of not being able to leave their houses. And then they're back. Because they're scared, they voluntarily decided to quarantine. Matt Hancock and Simon Case are laughing at it, saying, we scared them so much that they voluntarily quarantined. Now, let's go have a party. Let's have a drink, an illegal party in Downing Street instead. This is not really good behavior. So, Matt Hancock said about the pictures that were exposed of him breaking the lockdown rules himself when he had an affair with his mistress and current girlfriend. How bad are the pictures? And Damien Poole, who was his special advisor for media special advisor, saying it's a snug and heavy petting. What sort of language is that? It's funny. When Matt Hancock was caught, and when any of them were caught, either breaking the rules or for some reason they were being targeted, then they felt that it's unfair. They felt that they were the victims. But it was absolutely fine to bring down the whole country, locking the whole country up, and making fun of people who are in quarantine. So that's okay. But you cheating on your wife, breaking the rules, and getting caught, that's just not fair, guys. I was just doing my job. It continues. Matt Hancock said, how the F did anyone photograph that? Damon Poole said, F knows. Did you snog her in the apartment? Matt Hancock, yes. This is the absolute state of the British government. It's not really a good look. It's not. As I said, we, normal people, we can make jokes. We can make fun of people saying, I don't like this person. I don't like that person. I don't like rich people. I don't like people who eat avocado. These politicians claim to have the moral high ground. These politicians claim that they represent all of us. And they are here to serve all of us. Regardless of the fact that if you can afford first class, business class, or economy class on a plane, whether you can go on holiday or not, they say that they like all of you equally. But then, no. They're more than happy to make fun of people because of their own stupid vendetta. It's such a weird culture, the Westminster bubble. And that's why, again, when I see these sort of disgusting, weird stories, it makes me even more passionate about what I do every day on this channel for you guys, because someone has to actually talk about these things. The mainstream media, we can't really rely on that because they seem to talk about the Westminster gossip politics of it. They're not really talking about analyzing or assessing the true symptoms, let's just say, of this illness that is British politics. Anyway, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back in half an hour. We're going to have a lot of updates for you guys today. In half an hour, we're going to talk about Boris Johnson's reaction to Sue Gray's appointment and, of course, the Privileges Committee that are going to be impeaching Boris Johnson as an MP. We'll come back in half an hour. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.